for some reason, but yeah, never mind.
So,
Hopefully it's
so
gonna. Sorry.
I, I think you have changed the Hangout link. So whoever is planning to come, I think you'll have to change it for them as well.
Not exactly, because I don't give this a link to anybody else. Okay, Alex.
Because everybody else will go to that link, the another one.
No, it works different way. I'll explain. So basically, okay, Amel is here, fine. Basically, how it works, I'll explain. So only link which allowed you to get here. Amel, you can speak. It's Amel from Canada, and this is our speaker, Sunita. Okay, I'll explain technically how it works. So basically, only you and me, we have this link to get inside the webinar room. Rest of the public, they watch it either on YouTube or they watch it, most of them, we bring it to our web page. On our web page is embedded a YouTube link. I already changed it. So if you go to our web page, you can see us talking, but there is a lag of time, it's about a minute. So now we are talking and they can see it a minute later or something like that. Because, okay, Amel knows our system before. It was kind of close. You can see people who with which country they came from and something. Here doesn't exist. Technically, it's much better. No flash. Everybody can watch it on mobile. Everything is why we're stuck with it. But because public is very fast, so I try to bring, and Hangouts allowed up to 10% here be inside the room. So I'm trying to bring more people later on, and hopefully it will work. Yesterday, for example, during the conversation, one guy wanted to ask a question, so he got in, and he was really scared. He lost ability to speak.
Oh my God! Okay.
Well, you got used to it. Sunita got used to it. I got used to it. I'm doing it three times a week, but not everybody does. Okay, guys, if you just join us, we have interesting webinar. Sunita, do something like that so we can see it, or say something. You be bigger.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, Sunita is our guest speaker. She's going to be speaking about blogging. She's from India. We also have, well, I can't even say it's a member of public, because Amel is quite popular and, well, reasonably famous SEO consultant from Canada. She already done a webinar with us, so everybody who's watching us regularly already remember her. But she's not a speaker, she's a member of public. And guys who's watching us, if you want to be here inside the room with a microphone and with a camera, and you can ask Sunita questions or make a comments or whatsoever, just write to me in comments in our webpage. It's just below the screen. Write to me, shoot me email, and I'll send you a link. You can join us anytime and ask questions. It's much more fun inside here, isn't it? Okay, nobody's replying. Never mind. Okay, I guess we're just gonna go, and Sunita, it's all yours. It's all yours. You can start your webinar. I can see people are coming, but our audience kind of. How do you share Twitter from here? Well, okay. You have to. Okay, there is a chat on the right side. I'll write it. Yes, there is a chat here. Okay, I'll give you a link to our webpage where you can see it, actually. So, okay, so this is a link. So basically, anybody who goes to this link, they will see us on the screen. Okay, they have to press play button on the screen, as they can see us. But as I said, about 1 minute lag or something. It's kind of time machine. Okay. Anyway. Okay, guys. Hopefully we'll have more viewers during your conversation. People tend to come a bit later. you girls or everybody who's here, you can use chat, internal chat if you want to say something to me, but not for everybody. Otherwise, okay. Otherwise, I guess we just go on. Okay. Just start. We were talking with Sunita about weather. Amel, what the weather in Canada now?
It's really
You
nice right now.
you're in Montreal, are you?
Yeah, I'm in Montreal. It's really nice. We have great weather today. No complaints from my end.
What's the
No snow. There's no snow, so we're happy.
what's the temperature? What's the
It's
temperature?
good. It's not actually. It's not that bad. It's right now. If I look at it, because I
Everybody look at Google. Nobody knows the temperature. It's funny
crazy.
how
It's
life
nine
has
degrees.
changed.
Actually, it's my
I thought,
phone.
yeah,
Yes, your
It's
I
phone,
thought
but
it's
you,
yeah.
everyone
I have my
on
app.
to
It's 9 degrees, so it's not that bad.
9 degrees what
Yeah,
Celsius
it's not that bad. Yeah,
plus above zero,
yeah,
below zero,
yes, yeah, which is great. No, no, above. It is great
above.
actually. Yeah,
Wow.
it
So I'm gonna call
for
this. I'm gonna call this place. Yeah.
what is it right now?
Yeah. We have about minus 1 or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
That's not
Usually,
too bad. Yeah.
yeah, we usually have minus 25. So
Yeah. Well, we will. You'll get it.
I'll get it
You,
exactly. Yeah,
you don't worry.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, now we start. Sunita, it's all yours now.
Okay, thank you, Anton, for inviting, and I'm glad. I mean, we spent some good time talking to each other, and today I'm going to talk about power blogging, which means power means we can use blogging for personal reasons, for personal authority. We can use it for business purpose. Absolutely, we can use it for anything as long as we know how to use it. So let me just share my PPT with you. Okay, so you can see it. Everybody can see?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. All right. Just quickly to introduce myself again, though you know a bit about mine now. I'm currently in India, and in the capital city of India, it's Delhi, very close to Delhi. I'm in Gurgaon, and I'm the only pampered sister of 5 brothers, a proud daughter, and an entrepreneur who actually moved from medical background. I did my master's in biotechnology. I wanted to be a scientist, but somehow, yes, this is an accidental move where I'm a coach, I'm a strategist today. And yeah, I'm someone who is actually managed to live life on my own terms. I'm a strategist for quite a while. I think it's going to be 12 years now, and have spoken to several businesses, have served several clients, have got several students about blogging, SEO. So it has been a fun journey throughout. Just few years back, some 5, 6 years back, I had started coaching startups because generally they are on limited budget. So blogging and social media is something that they can use very well to monetize their authority, to make a lot of reputation, and then out of that reputation they can make a lot of revenues when it comes to a startup. So I started coaching the startups. I started coaching the independent entrepreneurs how they can use blogging to generate a lot of leads, to build up relationships, and how they can utilize those relationships to actually generate a lot of referral business. And personally, I love salsa, I love dancing, I speak to nature, I love gardening, and I love meeting people like you guys. So let's get started with our subject for today. When it comes to power blogging, today I'm going to share my agenda. We are going to discuss the 5 foundation stones of power blogging: revenues versus reputation, what works, where we should focus, where not, how to do more in less time because everybody is busy, not just professionally, but personally, we have got a lot of things to do. So, how to juggle out of this and get more done in the whatever time we have. The common blogging mistakes, we can say challenges, so how to address those and how to avoid those mistakes. Free conversion tools and plugins. We love things for free we can use, so I'm going to share some tools and plugins that you can share. So let's talk about 5 foundation. We call them foundation because they work as pillars of your blogging, of your blog. And even if one pillar is missing, somehow the empire that you are setting up on the base of blogging, it is not going to work. So these foundations are kind of 5 pillars of a powerful blog that you are starting out, or even if you have one already. The very first foundation, the very first pillar is the focus. So focus means what's your aim? Why you have actually started it at first place? What's your goal? When it comes to focus, there are a few questions that if you start out the moment you have started a blog, or if you already have one and somehow it's not working out. So let's ask this question from yourself. What exactly it was that you want to accomplish? Set it smart. When it comes to smart, it means it's a time-bound goal. It's a time-bound focus and aim that you want to achieve. Who and where are the readers will actually help you accomplish this focus, this aim, this goal that you have set for you. Short-term actions, because when you set up a goal, an aim, then there are some action points, some small milestones that you can take along that will actually lead you to that big goal you have set. There is an example that I have prepared for you. So let's say we want to answer these 3 questions. What do you want to accomplish? That is smart. Now, it can be any sort of goals. It can be the traffic, it can be the ranks, it can be the number of subscribers, it can be leads, number of customers. So just make a goal that you feel it can be achievable, it is measurable, and it looks realistic for you. So there must be something for you as well in that goal. Let's say I want to build a list of 2,000 subscribers over the next 6 months. Must have a timeline to that goal, because a goal without a timeline is something where we will be relaxed, will keep procrastinating the things. So must add a timeline to whatever goal you have decided. Who and where are the readers who will help you? So let's say if I'm a doctor or if I'm a health professional, then my readers will be doctors, medical professionals, health. Where these people actually hang out when it comes to online forums, Twitter, offline events as well, because these kind of people, they'll actually get us referral business when we meet them offline and bring that relationship to the online. Short-term actions, because to reach that goal, 2,000 subscribers over 6 months, what I have to do to reach that goal. It could be building a following of 4,000 followers over 6 months, because I need an audience who can read my blogs, read my posts that I'm going to share. So it is one of the short-term actions that I'll have to take on to reach that goal. Create an ebook could be one of the steps, because if I want to build a database, then I have to give something in return. Write 10 blog posts, hold one webinar every week, every month, or whichever way you want to set it up. Attend one offline health event so you can meet people relevant to your goal and your industry. Create free giveaway, or whichever. So you can create your own short-term actions related to that goal. The first thing, the first foundation, the first pillar is the right focus. It needs to be actually the right one. And then you take the roadmap, then you create the roadmap accordingly. The next foundation pillar is design. The moment you decide what you want to get, who are the people who are going to read you, who will be coming to your blog, now you know what sort of persona they have got, what sort of design will actually appeal them. Because you're not going to create your blog and the look and feel what you like, but something that your readers would love. So once you have decided the persona, the people, and the sort of blog you have, now this is the time to work on the second foundation, the second pillar, it's design. Again, we call it the first impression, and there is a reason why it's the second one. A lot of people, they say, okay, Sunita, content is the most important foundation? Well, I would say they would read the content later, but the first impression actually comes from the blog. The moment they land, if it is appealing, if it's soothing, if it's minimal, clean for the text purpose, it's going to work. If it's going to be a busy, cluttered, messy design, no, I think even if the content is great, probably you just lost your reader. So the design is the second important foundation of a powerful blog. So how to decide that look and feel that will work? What kind of blog you have? These days, no, these days we still see a lot of video blogs coming up, a lot of podcast, picture blogs like Pinterest. Still, you just need to see what sort of blogging you are going to do in future. It's going to be more of text blogging. There will be a lot of pictures. So you just need to decide what sort of blog you want to make. Let's say my blog is more of a text blog. So if text is going to be the focus and the main element of your blog, you need to decide the look and feel where text stands out. If it's going to be a video blog, then you need to decide, you need to find a theme, a relevant theme, where the videos stand out properly, because that's what your readers will expect, where your readers will actually spend time. Now, this is something how you can decide. Now, if it's a blog where there are posts, it's not the home page where readers spend most of the time. It's the individual blog post where they are going to make decisions to stay, to leave, to subscribe with you, to come again. So that's the place. And this is actually, here comes one of the most common mistake, that people focus on the main homepage look and feel. They end up, they forget focusing on the individual page where the real content it lies. So you need to, when it comes to the design, the look and feel, each and every page or your website is equally important, of your blog is equally important, even if it is your contact page, because every page is a decision-making page. Please structure it right. When we say structure it right, it means how easy the entire blog is designed, how well it is designed. It shouldn't have a lot of elements, because you need to consider both kinds of readers. First, the first timer, another who are coming again, who are your regular readers. The blog needs to address both kinds of readers. It should be easy for both of them. So you don't have to add a lot of links. And this is something that you can use the data from, the analytics, like which links are going towards the dead links, idle links, which links are most active links, what elements from the sidebar is working, and what is something that you can remove. As long as you can make your blog look better, look minimal, look clear, and look easy. So you can structure it accordingly to be equally easy for the first timer as well as someone who is coming regularly with you. The direction. Now, this is another common mistake where we write great content. We write a very focused content as well. But we forget actually to tell them what to do. So the direction needs to be there. People will not take action until we ask them. We cannot presume that our content is great and now they are going to take actions, they're going to inquire us. So it's okay to ask. So it needs to have the right direction. What is the next thing they want to do? We love the content, so what next? It's a subscription. There needs to be the right places. Probably by the end of the post, at the end of the post, you can have a subscription. At the end of the post, there is a call to action which asks them to, say, attend the next webinar that you are conducting. It could be one of your ebooks that you have just written, or it could be a free giveaway or a 30-minute consult. If you are an independent professional, you can do that. So direction needs to be there at the right places. Key pages and the resource pages. When it comes to key pages, as I said, each and every page of your blog is equally important. The key pages are your service pages if you're a professional. The key pages are affiliate pages if you are selling products from your blog. The key pages are your books if you are selling books, if you are writing ebooks. So identify what are your key pages and work on their design. Resource pages. A blog works 200% times better if you have some sort of free resource. This is something that works very well to get the right database, because people want to get something in return in exchange to their email that you're sharing with you. It's absolutely okay. I'm going to share some examples of resource pages that I have on my blog in some while. But the key pages and resource pages, they are must-have elements of powerful blog. When it comes to a key page, I want to mention bio page with more emphasis, because once someone comes to your blog following, say, from social network, even if one of your friends might have shared a blog post with their friends and they're coming to your blog, again, they're first timer people, or you have sent an email letter, whichever the way they're coming from, once they are convinced with the content that you're sharing, then only they would like to know about you. Now that's the right time when you can actually build a relationship, because now they're ready to know about you. And that's the time when they'll actually head to your bio page. Now they're ready to know more about you. Maybe even ask if your content is too good, maybe even ask for some service or some recommendation. So I'm going to specifically mention bio page, what sort of bio page actually works very well. The first thing, make the first 2 sentences count. If you could convince them with the first 2 sentences, they'll go ahead. Else, they may close the bio page. So the bio page either can make your visitors stay and even make them contact you, or do whatever you want them to do, or they will drop it forever. The first 2 sentences count the most, they matter the most. Second, because it's your page, you can brag about it. You can write anything about it. Now it's your time. So show some of your life, show some of your personality in the page. You can share your pictures, your speaking pictures, your personal pictures. Show some of your life in the bio page. Talk about your passion and your blog. Why did you actually create the blog? What was the reason behind the blog? So you can talk about it. How do you help professionally along with your achievements? What's the next plan? So if you just take these elements one by one, that's how people feel connected with you. The way it is planned, the priority wise it is planned, actually it's for a reason, because let's say what's the next plan goes to number 2, it wouldn't work because they are not really ready. So they start knowing you first, and then they would like to know, okay, this is the next plan for Sunita, or this is the next plan you have got for them. Bring them back to their need and your goal. Remind them. That's possible only when they have come to the end of your bio. That's the time where you come back to the vision, the goal of your blog, and lastly, invite them to connect. It could be social networks, it could be a form, it could be another giveaway, anything. So a brilliant bio page like this will actually get you a lot of leads. My personal bio page gives me a lot of leads, a lot of contacts, and most of the contacts that I get is actually from my bio page. Third foundation, headline. I would say the only reason it is the foundation because it grabs the attention. Whether the reader is coming from search engines, it's coming from social networks, it's coming from your email, the headline becomes the door to your content. If the headline is not that powerful, it's not compelling, no matter how great you have written in your post, it's not going to work. So the only reason and the most powerful reason for headline is it is the attention grabber. It brings the reader in. So it has to got the right headline. There are 4 big rules for a great headline. make them want it. It needs to be too good, too compelling that they can't just resist it. It should be irresistible. Make it search friendly. The right sort of keywords needs to be there. Few days back, I was asked a question: clever headlines versus clear headlines. Well, clever works for a while. If it is too clever, if it's too interesting, if it is too curious, but the clearer headlines work better. The headlines that has got the phrases and words that people are actually looking for, the pain words, the need words. So make it search friendly that the headline has got those sort of words. Keep it short. So the best way to keep it short is to remove the stop words. Revise your headlines as many times as you can until you find a headline with the minimum or no stop words. The stop words are like has, have, is, am, are, to, of, all sort of those words. Remove them, cut them off, and keep it as short as possible. Lastly, stick a teaser along. Teaser is something, the description, that works very well for search engines, for social media, because if you go for Facebook or any social media, it calls the whole of description in the headline. So a teaser along works very well to encourage the click from the reader. Even if the headline somehow didn't work, or say it was a bit of clever headline, the teaser works to support that headline. I really loved Jeff Coyne's formula to write catchy headlines. So it can have the number, and numbers work very well. I mean, one of the most powerful way of writing headlines is to write a number along with it. The trigger word, an adjective, the right keyword, and a promise what the user will get out of this headline and out of that post. So a very good example is 18 unbelievable ways you can bathe an elephant indoors. Now, I think everybody would actually like to click this sort of a headline. So headline is something where I can't resist anything but click and read what's there inside. Fourth most powerful and important foundation is content. It's fourth because if we go back, it's design, it's headline, it's focus. If these three get right, people will actually read your content. When it comes to content, I would say all the foundations and everything, it's not about what works and what doesn't work. It's more about what we do and what we don't do. So let's see. There are a few questions that you need to ask every time you write a post. Literally every time. You cannot just write for the sake of I want to write on this topic until unless it is actually purely a personal blog, a lifestyle blog, or something that is not connected to revenues or money. It's absolutely fine. Otherwise, it makes sense to ask these questions whenever you make a post. The first thing, is it relevant to my blog niche and focus? Sometimes the blog fails because the focus is diluted. We end up sharing a lot of personal stuff or a bit of more reviews. So the focus somehow is distracted. Every time you write, ask yourself, is it really relevant? It is going to stick to my focus? Is it my niche? Do I have a specific goal or message to deliver with this post? If your answer is no, don't write it because it takes time, it takes effort to write that post. So if it is not going to have a message to your reader, it's okay, keep that off. Do I have enough knowledge, data, and research points on this topic? Well, some topics are too catchy, too interesting, and say time sensitive as well. There's a new news that have come out. We know that it's trending. It will get a lot of traffic to our blog, but you don't want to have people raise questions on your authority. So if you don't have enough knowledge and enough data about it, it makes no sense to rewrite other story. Write original, write that where you can defend the questions that people are asking. What value it will offer to my reader? above 3 questions, they actually answer this thing. But what is the ultimate value that will make your reader say, wow, I got this? So each post could have 2 to 3 takeaways, minimum 2 to 3 takeaways, where any reader will have at least one of those takeaways and will say, wow, this post was worth my time. Is it great enough to be shared among their social networks? Well, I find this is one of the most interesting points, because even if someone likes it, if the post is too good, they can't resist but sharing with their friends. So make sure, read again, reread again until you find, or until it has got enough data, enough stats, enough examples and logics that, wow, I mean, everybody must know about it. So they can share it with anyone on any network. Lastly, yet very importantly, what's in for you? So reader they have got what they wanted, but what's for you? What was your call to action? Why did you write it? This is something that you need to ask at the end of every idea. I would say before you write it, when you have got the idea, you need to ask yourself this question: whether people will subscribe to me or they will share it. In any ways, if you have got that contact, it is going to work for you. Lastly, on the content, it's not something information, but it's the right information with the right words. And what works the best is not those competitive or super competitive keywords, but something that people use when they enter into the search queries in their own language, in their own personal language. So using long tail keywords combined with competitive terms, your focus terms, works really, really well, because these are low-hanging fruits, very easy to achieve, you get ranked, and the language that you use, they feel connected to that sort of language. They find the words that they were searching, and it was in your post. And the best way to use, I use Google suggestion very frequently, and it works very, very well for me. Another tool that I use is Subele. I can quickly use it here. I can actually show you. Okay, cool. Just give me a second. Okay, so you guys can see it? All right. Yes. Here it is. I want to write how to create a great blog. So Subele has got Wikipedia, Yahoo, Bing, YouTube, Answers, Google. So it will show you, it will get you to the latest keywords that are trending. If I want to use something in Google, if I'm going to make a video, then it will show us the keywords trending on YouTube. If my focus is actually Bing for US audience, then it will show me the trending keywords in on Bing. So Subele is something that I personally use frequently, and it works very well. So this is something that you can use. Keyword research is Google suggestion is something that you can use very well and most frequently. Let me just get back to the webinar. here. Cool, we're back. All right. Okay. So here is something that you can see how to start a successful blog. So it is appropriate to use all of these keywords, because if you use a long tail keyword, the competitive keyword is actually already inside that long tail keyword. You can't see the screen, Emil?
Not really.
Not
No.
really, no. Wait.
We can see you, which is nice, but not
Okay,
exactly
now you will.
exactly what you want.
Cool. Now? You can see it now?
Yes.
So you couldn't see suvule.com.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. After that, it was kind of moved, and you showed ML to us. So okay, now it's fine. Now it's fine. You can go on.
All right. The fifth and the final is marketing. Interestingly, despite having a great content, greatest of the headlines, best design, over 90% of the blogs fail because they don't put that kind of effort in marketing. Because if you build it, they're not going to come. If I'm given a choice to tell you something, then spend 40% of your time in creation, in writing, and spend 60% of your time in marketing that content. So bare minimum marketing, there are over 21 ways of marketing a single blog post, and there are over 15 ways of marketing the entire of your blog post as a brand. But these three are bare minimum marketing methods that you must use, and you will still win. You'll still get a lot of leads, a lot of reputation, good rankings if you just end up using these three. The first one is pick any one social network, because if you have a team, great. You can delegate, you can assign your team, appoint your team to work on the social media marketing of your blog. But if you're one person, or if you don't have that sort of big team, then just pick one social network you feel most of your audience hang out and start dominating it. Second, viral content buzz. It's a brilliant community that actually helps you get a lot of social signals, even if you're not active on the social networks. It gets you a lot of Twitter signals, a lot of retweets, a lot of Facebook shares, a lot of pins stumble upon. You name it and it's there. It's an amazing community that actually has got me a lot of signals, which ultimately eventually helped me with rankings and actually with the leads as well. So do try this community. I would like to mention one more community by N Smarty only. It's My Blog You, where if you don't have time, or if you want other people to contribute to one of great ideas that you have, then you can have that idea posted on myblogview.com, and people will start contributing to that idea as a brainstorming activity, and it just works brilliant. Email marketing is the least possible thing that you can do. And to work on email marketing, if you don't have time to send email every time you publish a post, what you can do is an amazing tool that I have found is Fedio.co. It's Fedio.co. It looks really, really good the way it comes to the email the moment you hit publish. in a very interesting way, cool way, it comes to your email showing Sunita Biddu has published a new post. So it looks nice when it comes to video. So if you can't really shoot an email every time you hit the subscribe to video, it's a very good new things they have just started. So our next question is the revenues versus reputation. Where to focus on when it comes to blogging, when it comes to power blogging? We should write, we should focus on blogging more about the revenues, something, the topics, the subjects which are more towards services or certain books or whichever niche you have got, or we should build the authority first. I would say a reputation comes first, actually. If the reputation is there, if people trust you, if you have established the credibility out there in the market, whatever you recommend, they would definitely like to have a look at it. But if you are no one in the industry, there is no revenue that you can expect. So when it comes to these two, focus on reputation, revenues will follow you. So as we say, anything can make money. You just need to know how. You tell me any passion that you have got, any topic, any niche, it will start working for you. If you write the right way, if you work on establishing yourself as the thought leader, as the most credible and trusted person in that particular subject, it will actually start bringing money for you in that very subject. If you don't know anything, you can just advise people. Advising only can start bringing money for you if you do it right way. Give them a reason to listen to you. If you give them a reason, if you are talking, blogging enough and the right way, they will start getting the reason to listen to you more and what I will recommend. Find influencers. Now, if we are starting new, maybe people wouldn't really trust us. The best way is to find influencers who can introduce you to your audience. And anyways, be it offline or online, we are the sum of 5 people around us. So find those 5 big influencers around you in your industry. Start building a relationship with them, start building a bond with them. Their followers are your followers over time. And then it's not a hard job for you to convince your audience because people start knowing you by your influencers first. And over time, they start knowing you as an influencer on your own. So take help of influencer. Never hesitate to ask for help whenever you need it. The growth of your revenues is directly proportional to the growth of your reputation. I personally have a brilliant experience of this thing. The moment my reputation, the authority, it started coming up, I never had to look for leads. Leads always followed me. So just work on your authority. Just establish a thought leadership of yours. Work on your credibility, build a trust in the market, and revenues will start following you up. So how to do more in less time? Well, so nothing comes really easy. You'll have to work on few things so that those things start working for you. So let's say, keep a calendar and an idea bank. You can't really write at the last minute. You got an idea and you start writing it. Okay, once in a while you can definitely do it, but keeping a calendar works for you. You don't have to brainstorm and think of idea. It's always good to have an idea bank with you. Right now, I have got at least 115 ideas with me that I can write. So whenever I get time anywhere, I start writing on those ideas. So maintaining a calendar really, really works for you. I would like to show you an example of calendar that really works well. So let me share another screen now. Here. So are you able to see the screen that I'm sharing? Can someone just type in the chat? Okay, cool. Can you see this calendar? Lovely. So this is something that you should do, and it works well. So status is something if you are working with a team. Else, if you are working alone, you can avoid this topic. Keep writing the topics as it comes to your mind. This is for some of my business blogs. Focus keyword. You must do this homework before writing. It just works well for you. You cannot start working on the idea and researching, because the ultimate aim of having an idea bank is the work is ready, the homework is there for you. All what you need to do is just start writing. So do your research when you have got time. So write all the focus keyword and supplementary keywords. Focus keyword is something which will bring the traffic, which will get the post ranked on search engines. So write one focus keyword that will be there like naturally, but yes, a couple of times in the post. Supplementary keyword are all the long tail keywords that will support your focus keywords and make the post and subject look more relevant. So points is something, just quickly write all the ideas that you have got in mind. I personally write all the ideas so that I don't have to brainstorm the moment I'm writing. There is a possibility I might be writing one of these posts maybe after 3 months. Now, the ideas that I'm getting right now, I may not get those ideas, the same ideas, that point of time. So it's great to jot down all the ideas and points that you are getting right now or whenever you have got. Word count, you don't have to restrict yourself or the post in a word count, but if you're using a team and just to monitor them right, it's okay to give a range of the word count. A reference article, because sometimes when we are working on the ideas and we are reading a post, and out of that post only we get some idea. So you can always mention this reference post. It just comes very handy later. Lifeline. I don't write the deadline. I write lifeline so that the post is live within the time frame. So add the time. You must add the time so that you can write it. It reminds you. It keeps reminding until you write it. Category, what category it belongs to. The site, which site, or if it is your blog, you can just remove this column as well. Live link. So this is a good calendar that you can keep with yourself. So I have several calendars like this, which keeps my job very easy. I don't have to think which idea I want to work, because every idea is a brilliant idea for me. Okay, let's get back to the here. Okay, meanwhile, guys, it is taking a little time. Here we are. So this was the calendar, and it was an idea that, most of my students, I would say all of my students, they are enjoying this idea bank because now they don't have to think what they want to write. So this idea bank is something that's working for all of them. Have a habit of making notes anywhere. So use it Evernote, you use OneNote, whatever. I literally use even tissue papers as well if I've got an idea. So use anything, but make notes, because you cannot afford to afford to have those ideas slip off your mind. So just have a habit of making notes. It works really handy for you. Don't get obsessed with longer posts. So this is a very common question, that what sort of post work very well? Longer, shorter? I would say as long as it justifies the subject that you have chosen, the title, any word count works. It can be as less as just 50 words. It can be as long as 5,000 words. It must justify the topic that you have selected. Keep a balance, short, long, because if you're writing too long of the post, people will think twice before coming to your blog. Okay, he writes or she writes too long of the post. So keep a good balance. Find your prime time. Well, this is interesting because each one of us get more ideas at some point of the time in day, at night. So find your prime time. What is the time when you're free? What's the time when you can brainstorm at best of your capability? So what's your prime time? For me, my prime time is early morning, so I write all my posts early morning. Find your prime time and start writing them. You would be surprised to see your productivity in that prime time. Create a blogging corner. Again, this is very interesting. You can just find a corner where you love thinking the most. It could be any place, at your home, at your office, in some park, or just anywhere. Find a corner where we can think at your best. And lastly, have some guts to delegate. It's okay to delegate. It's okay to outsource sometimes. What you can do, especially when it comes to the research, this is something that you can delegate to your assistants. When it comes to designing the feature, you can delegate and outsource it to a designing team, but delegate the things that, so you must delegate the things that absolutely anyone can do but you. You must keep everything that only you can do, like thinking, like writing. So those are the things that you must have with you. Designing a blog, delegate it. Even you can delegate the publishing of the post part as well. Marketing the blog, you don't have time, it's okay, delegate it. So just figure out your things. Okay, this is something that someone else can do, delegate it. So you just need to see how much time you have, what's the value of your time, what's the cost of your time. Based on that, you can delegate certain things that anyone can do, and you can save your time for the other higher priorities thing. So this is something that you can look at. Now, the most common mistakes, there is a list of mistakes. So when I started writing, I just end up with a lot of mistakes. So let's see it one by one. So first is making it too sophisticated that it becomes complicated. Sometimes we want to make it too good that the whole concept, the message that we are conveying, it becomes just very complicated. You don't have to look at the perfection at all. Keep it simple, because the people will be convinced when it is simplified. They're coming online. They are not really preferring print media or some other source. They're coming online so that they can get fast information. Remember that. They don't just need answers. They need fast answers. So if your information is too complicated, too sophisticated, too formal, they probably won't like it. So keep it as simple as possible. Not using analytics. Well, I'll show you an example because it takes a little while to come back to the presentation. So I'll show you how you can use your keywords, the keywords and queries that are coming to your analytics, the data, and then how you can update your old post and use that data to improve the rankings further and improve the traffic further. Posting every day, you don't have to. You don't even have to post every week. What all you need to do is just Figure out the right time, the right day, and set the expectations right for your audience. If you have time just to post once a week, it's absolutely often. It's absolutely okay. If you have time to post just once a month, it's fine too. But just post and write when you can do it right, when you can keep it consistent. As long as you can meet the expectation, when, especially when you are building an authority for yourself, all what people want to see is how consistent you are. You don't have to be frequent. What you need to be is actually consistent. And of course, offer the right value whenever you are posting. Fourth mistake is writing for search engines first. It's it's very important to use the keywords, but it's always user first. You need to use the right keywords. You need to use the long tail keywords as well, but at the same time, use the routine language. Use the natural language that people are talking about, the language that you speak to your friends or when your clients. So use that language. You don't have to stuff a lot of keywords in the post. Focus the user first. Focus on the user first. The focus on word count. So as we just discussed a few minutes back, how long the post should be, how short the post should be. No, you don't have to focus on that. Just focus on whether did you just answer that topic you chosen. So just focus on the answer, the completion of the subject that you have selected. Ignoring the power of introduction and influence of a great conclusion. Um, so as I said, the first two sentences of your blog matters the most. Not the matter, not the middle part, but the first two sentences. If the introduction is strong, it's going to work. Even if the mid of the post is not that good, what people will do? They'll actually skim the content. They don't read whole of the post. Do you read? Well, not everybody would read the whole of the post. They skim the content. They skim the structure. So first thing that they would like to read is the introduction, and immediately they'll scroll down to the end of the content. So focus more on, put more emphasis in the introduction and a great conclusion. Lack of personality. Sometimes we end up writing such a formal post that there is no personality. So you need to show your personality, what kind of person you are. Do you write a lot of conversational? So the moment someone reads your post, they must be able to find out, okay, this person has written it. Because over time, you have started adding your personality in your post. People start knowing your blog by your personality in your writing style. So each post should have that pinch of personality in the content. Niche versus passion. Um, this is something that works well for lifestyle blogs or food blogs, but doesn't really work for professional and business blogs because we end up adding a lot of personal stuff. Where did we go? This was the event. So there should be the right balance between niche, your focus, your business, and the personal life that you are living. 80/20 is okay for professionals and for business blog. Going alone. Well, this means we may not be able to write everything on our own. The best of the blogs, they will always invite the co-authors, guest bloggers, featured bloggers. Let people contribute. The site that I just mentioned a few minutes back, myblogU.com, is actually brilliant for this purpose. When you have got an idea, just invite people to brainstorm with you, and it comes out to be a brilliant post. At the end of the webinar, I may even show you one of the posts that I got an idea that why leaders and CEOs, they don't blog. So there were some ideas when I was sitting in one of the events with the leaders and thought leaders, and I asked them, so do you blog? 10 out of 12 leaders, they said they don't blog and they don't want to blog. So this was an interesting idea, and I added I put this idea on my blog, and I got a lot of responses. So you don't have to go alone. Always invite people, allow guest blogging on your blog. Focusing on perfection, as I just said, you don't have to create a perfect post. You can always have a choice to come back and update your post later. And it's more appropriate to use your analytics data and keep updating your old posts. You don't have to be perfect all the time. Expecting too much, whether it is writing the post or it's about getting leads from the blog or it's about getting subscribers from each post, it takes time. So most of the bloggers, they quit because they expected too much out of it. It's better to have sweet surprises than disappointments. So set the right goals. You don't have to expect from each post, though it's always good to have the goals from each post, but just keep it low, keep it subtle. Interlinking, this is interesting because some of, or I would say most of the archives, it goes dead because either the posts are time sensitive posts or people are not, they can't see, your readers can't see your old post. What happens to them? Because ultimately it will go to the archive. So what one of the common mistake that I have seen is they write very well, people write very well, but they forget interlinking some of the old and relevant post to the current post. Keep adding the interlinking because WordPress, when you use, it gives a very nice option to pick up some of your old posts that are relevant with the anchor text and interlink them, and your old posts also keep coming up and receiving the traffic. So free conversion tools and plugins. It will actually, I'm going to share some tools with you that will address some of the mistakes as well. The last one I shared was interlinking, so I'm going to share one which will revive some of your oldest posts, even 2-3 years old, so that people can see it and your blog, each post of your blog keeps getting more traffic. So Video, I just shared with you, video.co is a great RSS tool that you must use. Listly, list posts are the most traffic generating post without any doubt. So in my analytics, I just noticed that a lot of people are searching for SEO books recommendation. So a few months back, I noticed that a lot of people are searching with free SEO books for beginners, best ebooks for beginners, best ebooks for intermediate. So I just got an idea, why don't I create a list? So Listly is a very good plugin that you can use in your WordPress, and I think your Blogspot or Blogger blog as well. And it gives a very nice, cool looking list that you can integrate on your blog. And now from that very keyword, the traffic is almost tripled when I started using Listly. So this is something that you should use to build list of. So you can, based upon your industry, your niche, you can make several lists. First, it will start bringing traffic to your blog. Second, your rankings will improve. Third, Listly has got its own good audience as well, so they will also start coming to your blog. Third is click to tweet and tweet herder. Beautiful plugins these are because it gives you Twitter signals even if you are not on Twitter. So use them. I'll show you how these work just shortly. Easy digital downloads. This is something that works very well to capture the data, especially when you are sharing something as free giveaway. You're sharing some report, some ebook, or you were a speaker at some event and you want to share that presentation, but you want to capture the data out of that presentation. You can use this plugin, Easy Digital Downloads, in exchange of the keyword, in exchange of the email. I'm sorry. Free nameplate sites. I would like to show you one right away, which sends some 150 unique visitors to my blog every week. You might have heard of about.me. That's just one free nameplate website. But do you know there are over 20 such websites? It takes less than 10 seconds to create a free nameplate website. So Revu is one of them. Visualize.me is another. So there are over 20 websites which are brilliant free nameplate websites, and they can keep sending you free traffic, even leads if you can create an authority out of there. So about.me is one website that sends me 100 to 150 unique visitors to my blog every week, and it's kind of wow traffic because their subject line is very interesting as well. Yahoo, Sunita, you have got 150 new visitors. So do register on these free nameplate websites. I'm happy to share a list of, I think, 8 to 10 websites where I am there. So I'm happy to do that after this webinar. Opt-in monster, when you have when you have started blogging something really good, very useful for your audience, it's always good to use these opt-in plugins. Opt-in monster is one of the best ones that I have personally used. And if you're not ready, because this is a paid plugin, if you're not ready to use opt-in at this moment, probably you can just start working with mailchimp.com, because that also gives some cool pop exit as well as entry pop-up options. I would like to mention one more which I'm testing is Thrive. Thrive. It's brilliant for the independent entrepreneurs and professionals because it's a one-time paid license that you get. It's, I think, for $150 something, but it's a brilliant plugin and brilliant theme set that you can get. You can create landing pages, you can create opt-in, so a lot of good things that you can use out of Thrive. Yeah, revive old post. I just could fall in love with this plugin because now I don't have to worry about what will happen to my old blog post, because you just install this plugin, you do all the settings configuration, which post you want to exclude, what is the time frame, like everything that you can do. And this plugin will keep sharing all your old blog posts randomly to your Twitter account, to your Facebook account, even to your StumbleUpon account. Brilliant, you must try it. And you don't even have to worry about that you're not active on Twitter because you look active when these posts are being auto-shared. vCita, another interesting tool. So it was some 2-3 years back when I tried vCita first, and I didn't quite like it because it was bugging that this contact option will pop up, and I felt that it was bugging. Now, interestingly, whatever we don't like, it doesn't have to be something that our readers or visitors won't like. So first of all, we should come out of this myth that I don't like it, so people won't like it. We must be experimental in nature. We must try it. So after 3 years, I tried vCita again, and it fortunately it came up with more improved features. So I tried vCita. After installing vCita, I think within 2 hours, I got 5-6 leads, very interesting leads. So that actually motivated me, that encouraged me that, wow, it works. And coincidentally, I launched my new blog makeover at the same time, so it just worked even better. So must use vCita, especially when you are a professional, you're an entrepreneur, you are someone who is a consultant, who is looking for consulting or sessions, or who can offer sessions. Must try this. It's a free plugin that you can start using. It's even there on my blog if you want to see how it looks like. So people can schedule appointments with you. With the paid version, I think they can even, if it's a paid consulting, they can even pay upfront if you want to try that. So guys, another interesting thing when I was making this PPT, so as I said, take notes of your ideas. Write anything, anywhere. So when I was making this, I got brilliant ideas for my, I think it will work for another 3 months. So you would like to see it. I'm going to write on these posts by January 15th. So these are smart. I have set a timeline to that. 7 elements of great blog bio page. 20 innocent mistakes most bloggers make, the bare minimum marketing after. So all these posts, I know that when I'm going to write, they're going to work for me. So that's all for today. And I would love to answer and address any questions, any doubts that you have. Thank you for being very patient, audience.
Well, was a long one, I have to admit. I didn't expect it's gonna be that long. So we do have about 10-15 minutes, otherwise I have something scheduled. So okay, should we start? Amel, you can switch on your microphone and ask a question if you have one.
Okay, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. So thank you for all the, the information. It was really helpful and useful, and I learned a few new things. I've been taking a lot of notes, and
Wonderful.
yeah. So I just have some question, and I know we don't have that much time, but you said in one of the slide that you need to write like 10 blog posts every week. So my question is, how can you write that much content in 1 week? Like, do you have some tips, advice, some techniques that someone can use to write a lot of blogs and make them high quality blogs posts? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Could you switch so we can see you instead of your
okay.
screen?
Yep. Let me just do that. Cool. You can see me?
Yes.
So, Emil, I'm sorry, that could be, I think, one of the typos. It was 10 blog posts a month to start with, and you can always set your own milestones. It doesn't have to be 10 always. It could be as much as every day, and it could be as less as just once a month. So you just need to make sure that whatever you write is going to be extremely useful for your readers. The moment you are going to use your email to share that post with them, so they should feel like, wow, we want to read that. We don't want to bookmark it and leave it for later, because when people bookmark it, they never come. So you want to write something that people will just drool for.
Okay. So do you use any tools for that? Sorry, Anton.
For writing, Emil?
Yes, writing and researching, and finding the content, the right content for your audience.
So for headlines, we do have tools like HubSpot, title generator, if you are already not knowing that.
Yeah.
Portent.com is another good title generator that will give you ideas of good headlines. For content, BuzzSumo is brilliant to get some more ideas.
We have BuzzSumo on Monday. On Monday, director of BuzzSumo will be here. You both welcome. You both welcome. Okay.
Yes. So BuzzSumo is very good for some brilliant content ideas and the research as well. I personally find the best content is, especially for people like you, ML, is when your customers and when your prospects ask you a question. If you just make posts out of those questions, it's just going to work brilliant for you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very
much. For businesses, just don't do anything. Don't do anything new. Don't even write the time-sensitive post, because if you write something, what's a new algorithm in Google today, it's not going to work after 3 months, because it's going to be an old post for you.
That's true.
But if you just drop anything, focus on your client's pains and needs only, focus on your blog, this idea on this FAQs, frequently asked question, probably you can establish a different sort of credibility in that very area.
Nice. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, I have an audience question, because somebody is asking, where did you get your pictures for your blog? You buying them? You Google them? You making yourself? What about pictures?
Okay, very good question actually. So there are two image resources that are on my top of mind. Is pixabay.com is something without any attribution. You can start using the images, because attribution is one pain that people generally face. So pixabay.com is something that you can use without any attribution, and there are brilliant imagery there. Creative Commons is something where you don't have to really attribute the images and you can still use it. Brilliant images, but if you're using Flickr from Creative Commons, in most of the images you'll have to use attribution. Another without attribution is smogfile.com, and another set of amazing images there. So most of my blogs images, they come from there, and I actually personally shoot a lot of images for myself, so they are original. So these are three sources that people can use right away.
Okay, I hope it will satisfy the question. I will just copy all these web pages to here. So she uses for pictures. She uses for pictures. This is size because obviously this is internal messenger doesn't show up. Okay, but I already place it. I don't know, Alexander. Alexander, if it satisfies the question, your question. So there are some sites where you can get pictures. Okay, we have very little time, unfortunately. I guess we would have more questions. Okay, one question from me personally. Okay, we have this webinar. Will you write a blog in your blog about it?
Why not? I would love to.
Yeah, okay, put it in your ideas calendar. Put it in your ideas calendar. Okay, I'm not gonna. I do have more questions. Audience might have more questions as well. We have very little time, so I'm just want to thank you, Sunita, for such a long, detail. I have to digest. I have to watch it again and digest all the information. But it's all recorded. It's all on the website. Our website, our YouTube channel. I'll give you links as usual, no problem. So about BuzzSumo, Steve Rayson will be here, right here in this webinar room, this virtual room, and he will be talking about going viral, not going viral, all using BuzzSumo data. So if you want to join us, just shoot me email. I'll send you a link so you can be in here and ask him a question and get know him better. He's funny guy, interesting, funny guy. I would recommend the Englishman talking. Okay, it's about Monday. Thank you for today. I don't think we have more time. I don't have more time, honestly. Only one thing, Sunita, if people would wanted to ask you more questions, because people watching this recording much later when in a more convenient time, could you produce your email or Twitter or whatever? What is better to contact you with on a screen? Any chance?
Yep, I can, I think. So people can go to my blog, or it's very simple email ID. It's hello, HELLO
Okay,
@Sunita.
type it and I'll just paste it on the website. No problem. So if somebody will have a question or idea or I don't know, okay, I got it. I'll paste it on the website. So if somebody does have more questions or does have any extra questions which we don't have time today, yeah, just shoot email or use a Facebook, as I can see. So I'm pasting it here. Okay. Thank you very much, Sunita, and thank you very much for our guest, Amel, guest from Canada. Okay, but we already know her very well. Okay, thank you very much, and audience, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Or in the morning, depends on what is the difference in time between what's time today. Okay, last question. What's time in India right now?
It's 9 o'clock.
9 p.m. 9 p.m. What's time in Montreal?
It's 10 a.m. to 10:25 right now.
10:25. Yeah, it's a huge, almost, what's 11 difference, 11 hours, or 10:30 Yeah, India is a very strange country. It's the only country I know which has a half an hour difference with the rest of the world. The funny thing. Okay, huge difference. So, Sunita, you have a nice evening, and Amal, you have a very nice day today. And the
Thank you.
rest of you guys, whatever your time is, you have a nice day, and nice weekend as well. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, girls. Thank you,
Thanks.
Bye.
thank you,
Bye-bye.
and
Thanks. Bye-bye.
and goodbye.